Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So today is our first time to come together as committee chairman and ranking member, and I want to offer my congratulations to you, Mr. Chairman. While I don't want to paper over our differences, I want to assure you and every member who is here that I will work with you to advance our shared interests. I also want to say welcome to 8 new members on this committee. Have you checked? Is that a record?
It should be.
It should be. It should be. I think this is exciting. You know, we can find common ground. As ranking member, my focus will be the same as that of all Democrats. We will work to unrig the economy and make life affordable for working families. There are 3 critical areas where I think we should focus. First, we need to make sure that the financial system works for all Americans, preventing too big to fail banks from loading up on risk and getting even bigger, protecting community banks, and making our financial regulations simpler and stronger. I support action here, but not all action is good action. I will fight tooth and nail attempts to make it easier for Wall Street to rip off consumers or to crash our economic system. We all remember what happened under the first Trump administration. Congress and the president weakened the financial rules on big banks. The nation's financial regulators took the hint and went to sleep. Executives got greedy, and no surprise, a few years later in 2023, we had the second, third, and fourth largest bank failures in our nation's history. Those mistakes cannot be repeated. Second, we must advance the nation's economic and national security. We must use export controls, trade policy, sanctions, and other levers to support economic security at home and to promote our values abroad. We must protect our financial system from being exploited by criminals, rogue states, and terrorists. And we must grow American industry, invest in critical infrastructure, and build resilient supply chains here at home. And third, we must focus on lowering costs for working families. The committee must hold giant corporations accountable when they gouge families. We should partner with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and other law enforcement agencies to continue the fight against junk fees and anti-competitive pricing. We must also work to fix our housing system. All across this country, housing costs too much. This is Econ 101, supply and demand. We are not building enough housing. We need more housing everywhere, for everyone. Big cities, small towns, first-time home buyers, renters, seniors, veterans, students, people with disabilities, everyone, everywhere. To do that, we need to make some big changes. And to really move the needle, the federal government needs to be a good partner, investing in affordable housing and spurring local innovation to cut red tape. And we can and should do even more. It is time to crack down on corporate landlords that engage in illegal price fixing to drive up rents. It's time to stop private equity firms from squeezing families and buying huge swaths of our housing market, which they then turn around and turn into overpriced rentals. Solving the housing crisis will be an all-hands-on-deck effort. And that brings us to today's hearing on the nomination of Scott Turner to be Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Welcome, Mr. Turner. It's good to have you here. Congratulations on your nomination. If you are confirmed, you will lead our nation's response to the housing crisis. Now, I've appreciated our conversations so far, and if you are confirmed, I will work with you however I can. But we face an enormous task to reduce the cost of housing. Our work is urgently important for tens of millions of American families. You have a limited public record And the American people need a chance to hear from you and to hear the details about how you are going to help make housing more affordable. They need to hear your plans for building the millions of homes that America needs. They need to hear how you will support renters and make sure that seniors and families that can't afford rent will get the assistance that they need. They need to hear your plans to help the 800,000 Americans experiencing homelessness. They need to hear your plans to enforce the nation's fair housing laws. And they need to hear how you will crack down on greedy corporate landlords and manage an agency that provides critical support for homeowners, renters, and communities all across this country. This hearing is an opportunity for you to lay out your plans. I also have sent you a 13-page letter, 75 questions earlier this week. As you know, I take this seriously, and I trust that you will give me answers to those detailed questions before we vote on your nomination. General principles are not enough. We're all in the same place on general principles. It's going to be the nuts and bolts and telling the American people how we're really going to make change happen. Mr. Turner, I'm looking forward to your testimony today, and I hope you will give the American people a clear sense of your plans to run HUD. Thank you.